Welcome back to another episode of the Harrogate Town RTG career mode here, where today we start season 11 of this journey, in which hopefully can be the season where we fight for both the Premier League and the Champions League. Our best player, obviously last season, Sonny Cox, was monumentous. Sonny Cox is now up to 87 overall. We have Bruno Durdov up to 88. That will be our cap rating for this summer window. But obviously last season, remember, we got knocked out relatively early in the Champions League, and then we struggled to tight rush for it. But Sonny Cox has amounted up to 300 goals. In fact, he's now up to 321 goals exactly here. He has been absolutely absurd for this series. He is also getting close to being 100 assist makers. And coming into this, we have 234 million in the transfer budget, and that is including even a 100 million corporation tax bill as well, in which we also have a roughly 2.25 million of wage budget as well. And this is actually what we have. We will break over 200 million, not 200 million. We will break over 2 million in the wage budget there. But yeah, Sonny Cox is untouchable. He is absurd. We are also going to go ahead and look to shake things up here this season and change formation into a 4-4-2 to support the wild plan in my head of using a two-striker formation, two insane strikers. Bayamula, Bindon, Froho, and Arnold have all been transfer listed, and while we are going to be open to listening to offers for other players, we have transfer listed those four because they were my least favorite, and honestly I kind of want them out the club, including Bindon. Even though he was technically our first choice center back at the moment, he's not. We will look to change that up. But my crazy plans of bringing in the two strikers starts by bringing in Mr. Costalus from Barcelona. Now obviously Costalus from Barcelona has been destroying us. Maybe not last season, but definitely, I think we played him last season. I'm pretty sure we played him last season. But the season before that, he destroyed us in the league phase, and then he almost destroyed us. Well, he was destroying us in the playoff rounds as well before we went on to penalties and win that and beat Barcelona. So we are looking to bring in Costellas in here. Now, he wasn't the first choice to be brought in, and in fact, I was actually looking to bring back Norman Bissette from Barcelona as well. So Norman Bissette obviously off to Barcelona when we sold him for 95 million or something like that a couple of seasons ago. I was going to bring him back and have him fill out his dream of living a great life, because obviously when we sold Sonny Cox, we bought in Bissette and he filled in the shoes perfectly. So yeah, that was the original plan, and have Norman Bissette and Sonny Cox kind of go head to head, and have Norman Bissette reach over the 100 goals, because he left with 95 in there. You can see there on your screen now. I'm gonna have the transfer budget. It's not gonna be all pretty and stuff, but the transfer budget will hopefully reflect of what we have as I talk over it, because this is all pre-recorded. I am talking over it, so I obviously won't show the spreadsheet too much. So this is just as we go here. But we spend, was it 80 million? Yes, we spent 80 million on Mr. Costellas to come in, and him and Sonny Cox are going to go goal for goal in this season, I can only assume, and we say hello to him. Now, a part of rebuilding our midfield, which is our goal as well, rebuilding our midfield, we are going to have to get rid of some of the current, in which includes Froho. We say goodbye to Froho. He just honestly wasn't cutting it last season, even as a backup. He just honestly wasn't good. Obviously, we lose Buck as well. He's off back to Manchester United off alone. But we get 38 million for him, which increases our transfer budget back up to just under 200 million. We are also going to go ahead and say goodbye to Bayamula. He was a backup center back that really wasn't a backup center back. He was kind of like the last choice of the entire squad here. We obviously have Tyler Mezier, who turned out to be the go-to backup center back, a rotation backup center back. So we go ahead and sell him out for 21 million. Now you see that at 21 million, but we only got 18 million. That's because we only get 85% of the actual transfer budget revenue in there. So when you see the pluses in there, it's going to be what we actually get added back to the transfer budget, and not what we actually kind of sell him for there. Also, we go ahead and lose Dennis Seaman over to Bayern Munich for 68 million, and he was getting transfer offers in January of last season from Real Madrid, from Bayern Munich as well. I don't know why he's not transfer listed, but a lot of clubs seem to be interested in him. So we go ahead and decide to sell him. Dennis Seaman, there's an upgrade path for him. Y'all see that in a second. But it is fully possible for Dennis Seaman in the goalkeeper position to be fully a generated player and not a real life player. We're going to try and keep it as real life as possible. We also going to go ahead and sell Mr. Arnu back to Austin Villa. I believe we bought him from Austin Villa. I could check it theoretically, but I believe we bought him in from Austin Villa. We're going to sell him back to Austin Villa for just under 23 million, and we go over 289 million in our transfer budget, which is absolutely absurd. We are going to have we are spending money out of the wazoo. Our new keeper is here, and you know him, you love him. It's Mr. Restes. He's going to come into the squad for 60 million. So we lose Dennis Seaman for 68. We bring in Mr. Restes for 60. 8 million discrepancy there. We say goodbye to Seaman. We say hello to Restes. He's coming in at 88 overall. Remember, 88 is our max overall. And it was either Dennis Seaman or a generated player. Or not Dennis Seaman. It was either Guillermo Restes or a generated player that will come into that goalkeeper position. So we say hello to him. We also going to go ahead and bolster our back line, looking to improve that. We are looking to sell Bindon, which means we need a first choice center back. And so we go ahead and find one. And we spend the money. We have the money to spend. We have over 229 million to spend. So we go ahead and spend it. Money is not really an option for us or a roadblock for us at the moment. So with 75 million down to go to the drain, Mr. Viskovich is going to come in from Leicester City. And he's going to come in to be our first choice center back. So we say hello to him and welcome into the squad. Going to be our first choice center back, joining from Leicester City, who fought relegation last season and survived relegation simply by 1 point. So now without Viskovich, you could see Leicester City possibly going down this season, and 74.3 million, in fact, just for him. We also are going to go ahead and obviously re-strengthen our midfield, and by doing so, we bring in 88 overall Warren Zaire-Emery over from Bayer Leverkusen. He's going to join for just 80. Actually, I think he joins exactly for 84 million. He is going to be him and Lewis Miley are going to be my two starting midfielders. Stryjorkins is going to be dropped to the bench, obviously with the 4-4-2. Less room for errors for some of these players. And obviously with the 4-4-2, our cams are going to essentially become useless in a sense, but they won't be useless. Mr. Cadastas obviously won't start. And in fact, before I decided to switch to 4-4-2, I was fully on replacing Cadastas and as well for another cam, but that has kind of been put on the back burner for now. We will use them in other areas. DeGrief can play center mid, Cadastas can play on the wings. It's not going to be completely dead and out of the water there. But yes, we do bring in Mr. Zaire-Emery for 84 million. And by doing that, we go ahead and simulate a couple days later, and we finally get rid of Mr. Bindon. He is also off to Wolves. So we signed a Wolves player. Or no, we sold Furholt to Wolves, and now we signed Tully Builder to Wolves as well for 69 million. That puts our transfer budget back over to 129 million here. We are getting close to the end of the transfer window and the transfer of our spending here, in which we are looking to obviously just improve the squad. Sabo Hansen, this is going to be another deal where we sold Harry Moss last season. We sell a right back that is good enough to be starting right back, and we just kind of replace him with a lesser and cheaper backup. That way we don't really have to worry about that. So we go ahead and sell Sabo Hansen off for like 34 million or whatever it was, 24 million, and then we go ahead and bring in the backup, Mr. Kobe Corbin. He comes in from Osasuna for 20 million. So we say hello to him. He's actually 80 overall, 81 overall. He'll be our backup right back for now. Well, not for now. He'll be our backup right back. 5 for the rest of the save, in all honesty, because this save doesn't have many legs left on it. And one of the final signs we go ahead and make is going to go ahead and bring in a backup center midfielder. Obviously, we sold Froholt. He was our backup center midfielder. Warren Zaire-Emery is our starting midfielder, replacing Stryjorkins in that starting lineup. I want 2 decent center midfielders, so we go ahead and bring in Land, however you want to say it. He comes in from Lyon. He was on my radar from last season. It was actually either him or Noel Beck, and in fact, we couldn't afford him last season, so that's why we loaned in Noel Beck. But now we go ahead and get our man Tygo Land. He comes in at 84 overall to be our backup right winger. We also obviously need another backup striker, so instead of buying one, we go in-house, and Mr. Irakunda is now our backup striker. So from backup winger to backup striker, which means we need another backup winger, and we risk it for the biscuit. We go ahead and bring in a winger that is not backup quality. He is starting quality, in all honesty. And he is just one overall under Bruno Durdov. Mr. Ethan Nwaneri comes into the squad to be essentially the backup winger for Bruno Durdov, but he will put the heels on. I know I kind of did the same thing with Tyreek George and Semeski last year, but Tyreek George just stole the spot away. This season, Ethan Nwaneri could easily steal a spot away from Bruno Durdov, and not simply because he's better, but simply because of personal bias, in all honesty. And I like it that he actually got number 22 like he did in real life, but he comes in for $75 million. That drops our budget down to $28 million, but that is the last signing that we go ahead and make here as I am retransitioning kind of the squad here. We obviously have a decent bench now. We actually have a very great bench in well. Our starting goalkeeper is Restes in net. You can see there the back four. It is improved by just one player. We have Reed, Jelch, Vuskovic, and Hall. Zai Emery and Miley in the midfield. Durdov, Costello, Sonny Cox, and George as our wings. And we jump straight into the action here. We have the FA Community Shield for obviously winning the FA Cup. We are playing the league winners in Aston Villa in the Community Shield here. So let's get into this game, and then we'll see what happens from there. Now, I'm simply just going to show you the goals here in this game, as I didn't have game recording audio on there. In fact, the last couple of my episodes doesn't have game audio, but Sonny Cox picks up the ball here. It's weird having two strikers because they're getting in the way, but we find Costellos, and he finds the back of the net. Remember, Mr. Sonny Cox is only 8 assists away from reaching 100 assists. He'll be the first one to do so. We was on path with Leo Cassadine before we sold him. He would have been the first, but now it's Sonny Cox is up there as he finds Costellos to get the first goal of his career in the Harrogate Town Tellers, and we go 1-0 up. And then late into the second half here, we have a brand new start, well, not starting, but we have a brand new team on the field. A bunch of changes like Lon, Irakunda possibly at striker for one of the two. We have Ethan Nwaneri on the right-hand side as he finds Sema Koloski on the left-hand side. Sema Koloski brings it down, and Sema is going to go back to Ethan Nwaneri, who blasted into the back end net. Ethan Nwaneri was not the intended target there, but he does find the back of the net. He blasted in there. Nobody is stopping him from there. And Ethan Nwaneri gets his first goal in Harrogate Town colors, as well as we double the lead. And surely that's going to be enough to lift our first trophy of the season. And it was enough. We win 2-0 here against Aston Villa. We get the first win of the season. I'm going to end the episode there. When we come back tomorrow, it'll be a proper episode where we start the season off against Aston Villa in the league. So we play Aston Villa in the Premier League to open things up there. We'll also see who we get in the Champions League and stuff like that. I will see y'all there. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.